His Excellency Yang Shiguang visits East New Britain. Court dismissed case against Dr. Segibang. And 2025 Vanagi race commenced today. A very good evening. This is National MTV News. I'm Malinta Yopolo. Thank you for joining us. Chinese ambassador to Papua New Guinea, Yang Shiguang, paid a 3-day visit to East New Britain, where he had key discussions with the provincial member, Michael Marum. The ambassador also participated in other activities while in the province.
His Excellency Ambassador Yang and team from the embassy visited East New Britain province earlier this week and met with East New Britain Governor Michael Marum. The two sides had discussions in deepening exchanges at the provincial level and expanding cooperation in the field of trade, fishery, tourism, environment protection, and others. The ambassador also introduced the significant deployments of the third plenary sessions of the 20th Communist Party of China Central Committee, where he talked about focusing on further deepening forums and advancing Chinese-style modernization. He also highlighted the 2025 National Two session, which is the annual meeting of China's top legislature held in Beijing recently. Furthermore, Governor Marum told MTV News Today that the discussions was centered around how China could assist with infrastructure projects in the province, and one of them is sewage system in Kokopo Town. Meanwhile, Ambassador Yang met with Chinese companies and Chinese communities in Eastern Britain and visited the projects done by the Chinese companies. He went on to visit Rabaul War Cemetery and paid respect to the war veterans, victims in the War of Resistance against Japanese aggression. Pakatambua, National MTV News.
Executive Director for Institute of National Affairs, Paul Barker, highlighted factors that are hindering development in the country during the Consultative Implementation and Monitoring Council's Development Forum yesterday.
During the event held at the APEC House yesterday, Mr. Barker told MTV News that law and order is the common factor holding the country back.
They've become all-powerful, and sometimes they get the name warlords as if they're somehow grand, and yet they're actually undermining the opportunities for business and development, with business generating jobs and opportunities and other developments. So we were hearing earlier that with the health department, for example, Deputy Secretary for Health highlighted, we used to have a 90% immunization rate for young children around the country. Now it's only 40%. It's partly because it's very difficult for our health workers to go out and do the immunization because they get assaulted in some places. So you've got to, and the same with ambulance services, they go out and they're getting attacked. So we got to restore those principles of law and order, and that starts in the home, the household.
Mr. Barker said, despite these challenges, there is still hope, and forums such as the one hosted by the Consultative Implementation and Monitoring Council could bring positive outcome.
But PNG has a lot of government ministries, and they're not very well coordinated with each other. So we often find that during CIMC meetings, it's a first opportunity for some of the government entities to talk to each other and dialogue, not just national organizations, but provincial and district entities. So coordination is not a strong point in PNG. We waste a lot of resources, often duplicating activity. And we've just been talking about that really this morning.
He further stressed on the need to create more opportunities for Papua New Guineans.
We need to sort of generate more, and then after that there aren't the jobs available for, so we got to generate the jobs. The private sector has to do that, but they need law and order, but they need to create the jobs. The jobs then create the revenue for the state to get more income, and you don't have to be knocking on the doors and asking development partners to be funding things the whole time, which again, as highlighted in the session earlier, the country should with its natural resources, and that's not just minerals, but also agricultural resources. Countries should have a very positive development trajectory.
The two-day event ended yesterday.
It is outside of the box now.
Pakatambua, National MTV News.
Meanwhile, the Executive Director for Institute of National Affairs, Paul Barker, said coordination amongst government agencies is lacking and needs improvement.
In front at the bottom.
Mr. Barker told MTV News during the forum that proper coordination and understanding of agencies and their functions is important to boost development.
Education functions coming under, for example, NCD, or health functions that are divided between provincial health authorities and the national department and the provinces, often not knowing what each other are doing, and yet they're expecting, like on public transport. NCD is wanting to have a bigger role with the public transport in Port Moresby, but the road, so they've got to build the parking bays for buses, but Road Transport Authority issues the licenses, so one needs to actually make sure that they're planning and doing the same thing. Otherwise you'll end up with bus stops for one sort of bus and buses of another sort. Yeah, so you need to coordinate for the best use, and they need to talk to civil society so they actually are providing the goods and services that the general public wants.
He said the Institute of National Affairs is there to provide policy analysis and promoting dialogue between government, private sector and civil society on economic, social and governance issues, and make a contribution to the policies and directions of government through their research.
And is chaired by the Minister for National Planning, and he then provides feedback from that dialogue. But it's a platform for all parties to be able to present their positions, but also to hear the views of each other, so that they don't, and to try and help facilitate coordination, which is really crucial because there are lots of things that the private sector does. Civil society provides a lot of the health and education services in the country, needs to coordinate with government.
Pakatambua, National MTV News.
The International Education Agency of PNG held its 31st graduation yesterday that saw 250 students graduate with certificates and diploma from various courses. The 250 students received their certificates and diplomas in finance, information technology, early childhood learning, tourism and hospitality, commercial cookery and international education. The IEA TAFE College Director of Education said the college aims to serve the educational needs of Papua New Guinea.
We are looking to partner with different corporations to find out what their training needs are. We're looking at sales, we're looking at leadership skills, as we had some students that graduated with the workforce skills, looking at those employment skills that will give those students jobs in the future and able to be successful. The basic, even if it's basic needs. The other thing that we're looking at also, and we were promoting, is some short courses. So along with our corporate training, where we go to different corporations, we can do the training for you, or you can come to TAFE.
She said IEA is now looking for stronger connections with the government as they implement early childhood learning into the country's education system.
Looking at the curriculum that they're offering and aligning it with our IEA curriculum that we have, that's a bespoke curriculum for the ELC. Those students then would be able to either come and we can offer the diploma if we have enough demand, or go into placements in Australia, the different parts of the Pacific Island too, and stay in PNG.
The graduates who have received their certificates will continue their studies, while the diploma graduates are ready for employment. Meanwhile, the Education Director for IEA PNG, Dr. Sherry Litwiller, said there is need for more technical schools in Papua New Guinea. Dr. Sherry Litwiller said PNG needs more technical schools to equip the vast youth population who are not in universities with employment skills.
There is a need for technical colleges in PNG and in Port Moresby itself because many of our students are not able to, either for finances or different reasons, go into the universities. And so it's making sure that we are offering and we are able to get those students that can attend.
She said technical schools, unlike universities, offer feasible fees and programs for the youths,
so that students can get a qualification, they can get a diploma, they can get a certificate in any of the programs that we offer. If there's not a program that they want, if we don't offer the program that they want, we can always look at that possibility. Same thing with corporate training. So we are trying to ensure, we want to make sure that we are able to offer the courses that our students need and our corporations and really have those partnerships in the wider PNG and the Port Moresby.
National MTV News continues after the break. Stay with us.
Attention all students, parents and schools. The Smart Start School promotion is back for 2025. Your school could win a school grant worth 44,000 kina. Here's how. Collect 3 empty packets of Smart Start breakfast biscuits, write your name, number and school on an envelope, put the empty packets inside and drop them into an entry box at a registered school. The school with the highest number of valid entries in each region wins. 1,000 consolation prizes are also up for grabs. Register your school now with Paradise Foods Limited. Smart Start breakfast biscuit, proudly made by Paradise Foods.
Enjoy more talk, more text, and more time online with Telecom More Bundles. Choose from 8 plans ranging from 3 kina with 600 megabytes of data all the way up to 75 kina, loaded with a massive 35 gig. Best of all, each plan comes with an unlimited on-network call minutes plus on-net and off-net talk and text. That's way more time to chat with family and friends. Telecom More Bundles. Top up now.
Hi, I'm Chef Jules Henao, and this is where my true inspiration for cooking started. Like most of us, I learned to cook from my mum. Nothing beats simple recipes where fresh local produce is at the heart, especially when it's a home-cooked meal, prepared and shared with the ones you love. And in PNG, no meal is complete without rice. And my choice is always Trukai. Trukai, true inspiration through generations.
The IPI Group is PNG's most innovative, dynamic and diverse logistics company, totally focused on delivering outstanding service. Our diversified divisions span from major warehousing, bulk fuel and road transport, to large-scale commercial catering. The IPI Group of companies will be your partner, supplying tailor-made logistics solutions.
Since the regulation came into being in 2000, the super funds have grown from just under 2 billion kina industry to now 20 billion kina.
Join us Monday night on In Focus as we hold discussions with Number One Super Limited about its 2024 financial results.
That's jobs for people, for building. It's now moved into the phase of tenants coming in.
Year-on-year growth in terms of membership numbers was around 2%, which was around 235,000 members at the end of 2024.
That's on Monday night.
You're watching National MTV News. The National Court has dismissed a judicial review application filed by Paul Kumpio challenging the appointment of Dr. Segi Kopenbang as Secretary for the Department of Agriculture and Livestock. Kumpio had sought to overturn the National Executive Council's decision made on September 29, 2023, arguing the appointment was unlawful and seeking various orders, including a writ of certiorari declaring of invalidity and a directive to re-advertise the position. The application listed 6 defendants, including the Public Service Commission, Minister for Public Service Joe Sungi, the NEC, and the independent state of Papua New Guinea. In delivering its decision, the court dismissed the application and ordered the plaintiff to pay costs to the successful parties. The court also abridged time to allow for immediate effect of the orders. After the court hears what the plaintiff's lawyer, Paul Otters, had to say.
The applicant, Paul Cumbio, who was the applicant in the position of Department of Agriculture Secretary, applied to the National Court challenging the appointment of the Secretary Bang. Paul Cumbio was not part of the 3 applicants that were shortlisted by the DPM, Department of Personnel Management. But the Public Service Commission all of a sudden included his name. Only 3 shortlisted for NEC to appoint. So Minister for Public Service queried that, and he wrote a letter to Public Service to find out why a name foreign to the list initially submitted by the DPM was on the list. Now, Paul Cumbio took that letter by the minister as a letter to influence the decision of the NEC in appointing Secretary Bang for the position of the Secretary for Department of Agriculture and Livestock. So he took out this judicial review proceedings, challenging the appointment process purely based on the letter by the Minister for Public Service, that letter was taken to have influenced the decision of the NEC to appoint the Secretary for Agriculture.
This decision confirms Dr. Segi Bang's position as the lawful Secretary for Agriculture and Livestock and brings the legal challenge to a close. A relieved Dr. Segi Bang says he is ready to resume duties. The Asia Pacific Institute of Applied Social, Economic and Technical Studies has introduced several school fee schemes to assist parents and students.
Asia Pacific Institute of Applied Social, Economic and Technical Studies Executive Director, Mr. Thomas Pila said the institution has introduced the schemes to assist the struggling parents and students. The schemes include Study Now and Pay Later, Pay in Food and special arrangements with parents. He explained the schemes.
Students do not have to pay anything. They just come and study, do a promise that they will pay later. So we allow the student to get into the class, get qualified, go to the industry, do some work, and when they have some money, they come and pay. Bananas, coconut, cow, anything at all, that's also good. So we're taking the school fees for food as well. That way, we also have special payment arrangements where they can do pay deductions from the payroll. They can promise to us, give us promissory notes to tell us that I'm going to sell my pig or I'm going to sell my coffee beans. I'm going to get the money and pay you this month, this amount. No problem with us. We can have that, and we're happy to do that for Papua New Guinea.
He said the institute is now recognized by the Department of Higher Education, Research, Science and Technology as around 400 students enrolled and plans to establish 10 other centers.
Private training provider. So in the next 10 years, we are hoping to take this and raise this to a university level. We want to be the best and affordable and accessible university in the Asia Pacific region.
Lauren Jimal, National EMTV News.
In the spirit of life-saving community service, PNG Tamil Sangam, in collaboration with the University of PNG School of Business and Public Policy, conducted a blood donation camp in Port Moresby today. Elaborating on this ongoing collaboration was a representative from the UPNG Student Representative Council, Samson Mime.
On behalf of the students of the University of Papua New Guinea, we're excited to be part of this initiative that the Tamil Association has been running over the years. As part of the University of Papua New Guinea School of Business and Public Policy, they have a program called Beyond the Textbook. And part of the program is to engage students and get students to do engage in activities, courses, other community development projects, so that the students are aware of what is surrounding outside as part of their development. And the School of Business Administration has been championing that program. And part of it is to get involved in community.
The blood donation camp is part of this community service, as elaborated on by PNG Tamil Sangam President and Accounting Senior Lecturer with UPNG, Dr. Nagarajan Suresh Babu.
We are conducting blood donation camp. Our aim is to collect minimum 50 to 70 bags that will save around 500 people life. So one bag is equal to 7 people's life. That is what POMGH calculation they said this morning. So with the support of this blood donation camp, we are planning to save 500 people's life.
Noting that Sangam in the group's name refers to association in gathering of people for community service, the president went on to highlight what the PNG Tamil Sangam stands for.
We established in 2018. We are registered organization. Our objective to develop our Tamil language and also providing community services to Papua New Guinea. We are Tamil speaking association. Tamil speaking in the sense not only from one country, we are from different countries. Majority from India, then majority from Sri Lanka, Malaysia, Singapore, Australia, Fiji. So all collectively together.
Apart from the COVID period, since its establishment in 2018, the organization conducts a blood donation camp annually. Badili Hardware Trading Center, in partnership with Wamga Group of Company, established its business center in Mount Hagen. The ceremony was officiated by Provincial Member Wairapa, State-Owned Enterprises Minister William Duma, and Badili Hardware delegates.
The establishment of Badili Hardware Trading Center is expected to create job opportunities for residents, contributing to the economic growth and boost the internal revenue for the province. Badili Hardware Chairman Ashok Kumar assured the people of Western Islands that as one of the investors, he saw that Western Islands had a lot of notable activities and business opportunity in place where law and order is in control. He further explained the business partnership deal with Wampnanga Group of Company and highlighted the people of Western Islands on creating job opportunities.
It is an honor and privilege to be with you all today to participate in the economic development and growth of Mount Hagen and Western Highlands. As has been made very clear, Wampna Group has not sold any piece of dirt. The land is continuing to be owned by Wampna. As investors, we come and develop it for you and run our business. We pay you rent and we continue to operate a very good business, bring a lot of employment, bring a lot of economic development and pay the taxes here. That's what we are all about here.
He said Badili Hardware has established in the country 30 years ago and has employed 300 people of Papua New Guinea, and its enterprise value was in excess of 500 million kina, assets generated in terms of inventory holdings it has in the country. Meanwhile, State-Owned Enterprise Minister and Member for Hagen William Duma said Wampnanga Group of Company is a landowner company established and was owned by the LLGs in the province. He said this is a strong partnership established between these two companies where all citizens of Western Islands will benefit from it.
Wagner want them badly by one good partnership where they will look after each other and in the process make money for themselves because they have businesses. Only not charity organization or sporting group or church organization, no God. They are here to make money and provide employment, not buy more tax, not by mixing GST, not all the land by benefit. Time more prime GST become the provincial government, 25% become like in city authority, we will all benefit. So all the something say you got benefit land, so this is a very strong partnership.
The provincial member and former chairman of Wamtanga Group of Company Y Rapa gave an assurance to the general public that the land will be leased to the investor, but Wamtanga Group of Company will not sell any of its properties. Edward Luke, National EMTV News, Mount Hagen.
Jimmy District has launched the Mount Munmul copper and gold prospect today in Jimmy Jiwaka Province.
Managing Director of Mineral Resource Authority Jerry Gary said many exploration activities have been carried out in many parts of Jimmy. However, Munmul Prospect stands out due to its significant potential amount for copper and gold.
When we look at Jimmy with respect to the general mineral belt that runs from here right down to Kanantu and into Wafi, this belt actually runs right all the way to Indonesia and up to Europe. It's within the right mineral belt. But what we need to do, as you can see, the topography here is very challenging. You have vegetation cover, and what it means is that you have very limited rock exposure. And so it does make exploration in this terrain very challenging, despite the fact that we sit within the right highly prospective mineral belt.
He said that the exploration activities covering the area of 2,769 exploration licenses have begun to create opportunities for local farmers in SME space, creating employment and driving economic empowerment.
Based on the work that has been done in the past and from the documents that OG has produced with some of the samples that I've seen, we've seen very, very good indication of what we call vein type and porphyry style mineralization.
Jimmy District member Wake Goy emphasized the importance of drilling, surveying, investigating and researching in exploration to determine the volume of gold and copper deposits in the licensed area before MRA grants mining license.
M can allow him more economic, special economic zones to pop up because you don't have come up with nothing. There's to be a market, there's to be a buyers. Now all this black something or something. So
Mr. Goy said the District Development Authority members will be working closely with the provincial administrator to achieve great results in exploration and advance to the mining stage. He went on to urge his people to work closely with the exploration team in all aspects of activities. Lorraine Jimal, National EMTV News.
Meanwhile, member for Jimmy District and new Civil Aviation Minister Wake Goy has made his commitment to be part of the Pangu-led government when the parliament reconvenes on 8 April.
Minister Goy revealed this during the launching of Mount Munmul Copper and Gold Prospect this week. He said the decision was made for the best interest of the people, emphasizing that his district needed more services and development. Mr. Goy said it is paramount to align with government to drive his political pillar and aspiration to address the district's challenges.
Respect him, Sir Peter, because I'm also chief governor or chief leader governor for a long time now. I know so I think I right to make him decision. Paul Freddy Kumai lo talasi open me also blow Jimmy open and midla give him commitment blow me to blow PM finish also midla by staff. MOSM. Suppose we got enough support, so working government am alright. Look at them stop long here.
He said despite opposition has gone against Maraperoso government with negative perception, but it will be better for them to provide alternative solution and plan instead of accusing government with no alternative solution. Meanwhile, Parliament is set to reconvene next week. Lorraine Jimal, National EMTV News.
The Mission Aviation Fellowship, or MAF, signed a Memorandum of Understanding with the autonomous Bougainville government to launch operations in Bougainville.
The signing marked a historic milestone in their partnership to bring essential services to isolated communities in Bougainville. This agreement secures the ABG's financial support for the startup of MAF operations in the region, advancing its mission to provide help, hope and healing through aviation and technology. The MOU was signed by ABG President Ismail Torwama, Chief Secretary Kenneth Nenai, and MAF's Launch Team Director John Woodbury. Mr. Woodbury said MAF will provide aviation services essential to healthcare, education, church outreach, and development work alongside MAF Technologies initiatives. He said these initiatives will include computer training courses and solar power solutions for schools, clinics, and hospitals. The signing also affirms ABG's commitment to MAF's swift launch. The first phase of this partnership includes the construction of an aircraft hangar and establishment of a MAF tech office and development of technical center storefront. President Torwama announced a generous allocation of 1 billion kina for Phase 1 infrastructure alongside a vehicle donation to support operations. Pakatambua, National MTV News.
National MTV News continues after the break. Stay with us.
Share the love with Gala Ice Cream, Gala Cone Ice Creams, Gala Stick Ice Creams, and Gala Classic Tub Ice Creams. Happiness begins with the Gala range of fun flavors which create taste adventures and excitement with every bite. Treat yourself. Share with a friend while chilling. The whole family will enjoy. Everyone has their favorite. Which one is yours? Share the love with Gala Ice Creams. Gala, Gala, yum.
Are you tired of standing in those long lines to get your jackpot tickets? Guess what? You never have to with Telecom USSD jackpot ticket purchase. Simply dial *321#, follow the prompts, and you are set for your jackpot draw. It's as easy as 3, 2, 1. Telecom PNG, connecting you anywhere, anytime.
Meet the bank for everyone, everywhere. As People's Microbank, we were proud to be a bank for the people. Now as National Banking Corporation, we are bringing modern banking to all in Papua New Guinea. With more branches and our friendly staff ready to assist you in more places, we are making money matters simple and fair. So wherever you are, however you say it, say hello better banking. Learn more at nbcpng.com.pg.
Hi, I'm Chef Jules Henao, and this is where my true inspiration for cooking started. Like most of us, I learned to cook from my mum. Nothing beats simple recipes where fresh local produce is at the heart, especially when it's a home-cooked meal, prepared and shared with the ones you love. And in PNG, no meal is complete without rice. And my choice is always Trukai. Trukai, true inspiration through generations.
MTV News A Closer Look returns for 2025, the current affairs program that brings to you weekly insights for the latest on education, health, business, politics,
I just want to make that clear,
sports, and more. A Closer Look, every Sunday at 7 p.m. on your number one to watch, MTV.
Join me on House and Home for all your home and lifestyle improvements.
It's not rocket science. And many of these things too, I didn't go to school, I teach myself.
From Hatok Mom, health and fitness, interest stories, gardening tips, out and about, pet care, and many more. Join me every Tuesday 7 p.m. on your number one to watch, MTV.
You're watching National MTV News. Now moving to overseas news. Southwestern Queensland have been able to slowly return to their homes after weeks of flooding, but others remain cut off.
Yeah, that's exactly right, Fauzia. I'm actually here at the Warrego River in Charleville. As you can see behind me, exactly what you said, roads that have been cut off. The water here is at major flood level, and that's because it's a fairly complex system and it's got multiple creeks, rivers and streams that flow into this catchment area. And anything that really happens upstream actually has a flow-on effect downstream, and that's why we've seen renewed river level rises as well as those major flood warnings that have really stuck here for days. And it's a similar story over in Longreach at the Thompson River. That has had been major flood levels for a number of days as well, even though that water has come down a little bit. Now, there are dozens of warnings in place across the state and they range from minor to major. A lot of those major flood warnings, however, are really sitting around that southwest part of the state, so we are really seeing sort of a lot of that water really sit here. Now, here in Charleville, it's sort of become a hub in terms of having people gather supplies and send them out to isolated communities like Thargomindah and Quilpie, which is a nearby town that's been cut off by these waters. We've seen in the last few days at the Charleville airport a number of hay bale and fodder supplies as well as pet food, which has really been key, sort of been taking out to those communities. Now, a lot of residents that are here at the moment are residents from those isolated communities. They've been waiting patiently for the roads to open back up, and when they're told by authorities that it is safe to sort of start to return home, we have, however, been told that that is still going to be a number of days. But yesterday, for the first time in nearly a week, over in Junda, which is another community that's isolated, it's about 500 kilometres northwest of here in Charleville, Longreach's road to Junda actually opened back up, and we got a first-hand view of what exactly the experience has been like, and really it's been devastating. So many people returning to their homes that have been completely inundated by floodwaters, and it's really just been heartbreaking. Now, we've heard from the Bureau of Meteorology, thankfully a lot of that rain seems like it's stopping for the next few days. However, the water still here to stay.
The impeached President Yoon Suk Yeol's legal team has criticized the Constitutional Court after it upheld its impeachment for declaring martial law late last year.
Well, it's quiet now outside the Constitutional Court after a big day in South Korean political history. This city has been embroiled in uncertainty ever since Yoon Suk Yeol imposed martial law in early December. It was a desperate attempt for absolute power, but one that ultimately backfired. And when this court announced its unanimous decision to uphold the impeachment, there were mass scenes of jubilation. The result was widely expected given the thin arguments Yoon Suk Yeol made to justify martial law, something that should be made only in extreme circumstances. But the sense of relief was still palpable, many feeling an era of uncertainty is over.
Our country's experienced many authoritarian regimes and have a history of fighting to win for our democracy. I believe this has become a clear example of how the people defend democracy and who truly holds the power in running this country.
This is end of the line for Yoon Suk Yeol. There's no appeal process. He's out of office. And South Korea will need to elect a new president within 60 days, a process the Electoral Commission has already started. But this won't be the last we hear from the impeached president. He's facing criminal charges of insurrection, and that carries very hefty penalties like life in jail, even the death penalty. A verdict for that is expected later this year. Yoon Suk Yeol still carries a lot of sway within the conservative side of politics, and political observers expect that he will still be involved in his party's process to elect a new presidential nominee. Perhaps his goal there is to get a friendly president in power, and one that could pardon him if necessary.
Bushfires in Western Victoria burned through more than 200,000 hectares of national park. Hundreds of firefighters were deployed to tackle the blazes.
Surrounded by blackened tree husks, Jake Goods and Damien Scurry fear the worst as they approach the Billamina Rock Art Shelter.
And you look around, it's just total devastation. You just go, how? Nuclear bomb went off in here, that's what happened.
But amazingly, the art is unscathed.
Wow, how does that not have a scurry on it, like a mark, nothing?
It's an encouraging start to the cultural surveys the two men are carrying out after bushfires that decimated more than 80% of the Grampians Garryword National Park, where for the first time, on-country experts were officially included in the firefighting effort.
We've been able to, like I said, gather and protect a lot of those sites when time has allowed us to do that, but also, I guess, provide a lot of, direction and support to the operational, people on the ground around where sites might exist, why we need to protect it.
The specialised team did delicate manual labour, wrapping big trees in sheets of silver foil, removing smaller vegetation by hand and pruning shrubs.
Guys put some thermogard around it to protect this tree. It's practically insulation with a foil coating on it that repels heat.
It's only sort of new technology stuff at the moment, but we definitely see the benefits of using it in the protection of culturally modified trees or scar trees. Using any kind of heavy machinery in here would be devastating.
In Gaza, authorities say at least 30 Palestinians were killed in the latest Israeli strikes, with reports from the UN saying at least 100 children are being killed or wounded daily.
Violence has continued to escalate since Israel broke the ceasefire on March 18, resulting in an estimated 280,000 Palestinians displaced across the enclave. Speaking at a Jewish forum in Hungary, Israeli Prime Minister Benjamin Netanyahu has promised complete victory as the Israeli military launches a new ground offensive east of Gaza City to expand what it's calling a security zone.
National MTV News continues with Trukai Sports. Stay with us.
Hi, I'm Chef Jules Henao, and this is where my true inspiration for cooking started. Like most of us, I learned to cook from my mum. Nothing beats simple recipes where fresh local produce is at the heart, especially when it's a home-cooked meal, prepared and shared with the ones you love. And in PNG, no meal is complete without rice. And my choice is always Trukai. Trukai, true inspiration through generations.
You get big data and big value with Telecom Good Pillar mobile data plans. From only 3 kina, you get 1 gig for 24 hours. And for only 150 kina, you get 130 gigs over a whopping 30 days. And with loads of Good Pillar data plans to choose from, there's a small, medium or large plan to match your budget. Dial *777# to subscribe. Telecom, connecting you anywhere, anytime.
The IPI Group is PNG's most innovative, dynamic and diverse logistics company, totally focused on delivering outstanding service. Our diversified divisions span from major warehousing, bulk fuel and road transport to large-scale commercial catering. The IPI Group of companies will be your partner, supplying tailor-made logistics solutions.
Since the regulation came into being in 2000, the super funds have grown from just under 2 billion kina industry to now 20 billion kina.
Join us Monday night on In Focus as we hold discussions with Number 1 Super Limited
about its 2024 financial results.
That's jobs for people, it's the building. It's now moved into the phase of tenants coming in. Year-on-year growth in terms of membership numbers was around 2%, which was around 235,000 members at the end of 2024.
That's on Monday night.
Trukai Sports.
Welcome to Trukai Sports. Over 50 canoes took part in the 2025 Trukai Vanagi race today at Arakona.
With so much pride in their culture and heritage, the coastal people of the Central Province and different provinces came to witness the prestigious event. Speaking to this newsroom, Vanagi race coordinator John Poddy gave his remarks.
Number block canoe contact blow 51. So B grade 23 na A grade 28. So total them go on top with a new inclusive of 7 new canoes all been coming.
He further elaborated on the competition and also acknowledged Trukai Industries Limited for their support.
Last 4 years Trukai been sponsoring this event, so this 3 years I'm successful, and now too we are looking maybe next hour race by complete na 1M2 by 1 plus successful one, but me like talk on behalf of 1M all get people block coastal na central. Me like talk bibla thank you lo Trukai lo good la support bibla plus a game lo kaino event to semia.
Trukai Industries Limited marketing manager Peggy Maha also said same sentiments.
Obviously, with the canoe racing, there's 2 aspects of it. There is the sportsmanship, and we've seen canoes come from all along the central coastline, which has been really, really good to see. And we're looking forward to how this develops in the future. Trukai has very much been a part of sports in this country for the last over 50 years. In fact, we have been part of many sponsorships that promote healthy living, healthy lifestyles, especially in sports. And this is just another one of those events that we're very proud to be a part of. Passing down of cultural knowledge from generation to generation is one of the things that we want to be a part of in this country. And I think the Vanagi race itself certainly brings that, that knowledge, or the passing of that knowledge from generation to generation to the fore.
Jonathan Sibona, Trukai Sports.
AFL PNG today hosted its gala day in preparation for the big events this year.
Speaking on behalf of the team, outgoing Southern Region AFL PNG Development Manager David Topeny shared highlights of the event.
This is our first 2025 Southern Region Gala Day that we host here in Murray Barracks. Moving forward with our programs coming up later this year. We got a lot of programs coming up for Southern Region as well. Not only Southern Region but all across the country. But for the Southern Regions we have a first Gala Day just to bring the interest of kids and parents to be part of the program before we start all our program all across.
He also gave a rundown of the events for this year and also thanked Paradise Foods Limited for their support.
School competition for Southern Region coming up with more than 10 schools taking part in the school competitions. But this year it's going to be a slight change. So we're going to have the junior school competitions for the under 13s and 15s running for 6 to 8 weeks. And then we have another school competition for the youths, for the secondary schools coming up as well. After the junior school competition, that will be under 17s and 19s coming up. So it's going to be a lot of talent during the school competition and all across the year as well. So we're looking forward for that. I just want to say a word of thank you to our major sponsor, Paradise Foods, to be part of always supporting our program, not only in Southern Region or Port Moresby, but all across the country, always in front, providing water and biscuits for the younger kids and making them feeling happy, giving them a lot of goodies as well. So a word of thank you to Paradise Foods.
Jonathan Sibona, Trukai Sports.
Trukai Sports continues after the break. Stay with us.
Trukai Sports.
Come on, let's go.
Accept the challenge. Choose PNG's favorite purified bottled water. True Wara, 100% PNG made.
Proudly bottled by Paradise Foods.
Meet the bank for everyone, everywhere. As People's Microbank, we were proud to be a bank for the people. Now as National Banking Corporation, we are bringing modern banking to all in Papua New Guinea. With more branches and our friendly staff ready to assist you in more places, we are making money matters simple and fair. So wherever you are, however you say it, say hello better banking. Learn more at nbcpng.com.pg.
Enjoy more talk, more text, and more time online with Telecom More Bundles. Choose from 8 plans ranging from 3 kina with 600 megabytes of data all the way up to 75 kina, loaded with a massive 35 gig. Best of all, each plan comes with an unlimited on-network call minutes plus on-net and off-net talk and text. That's way more time to chat with family and friends. Telecom More Bundles. Top up now.
I'm Martha, and each week on Kai Time, we'll introduce you to local food businesses showcasing their delicious dishes. From the pasta, the white sauce. Plus, you will discover how to make tasty and affordable meals using ingredients from your local market. Tune in to Kai Time every Wednesday at 7 p.m. right here on your number one to watch, MTV.
Hi kids, I'm Steffi. Join me on Kids Corner for story time, simple and creative arts and crafts, career corner, nature time, field trips, and not forgetting our cartoons and children entertainment shows. Join me every weekdays from 3:30 to 5:30 for Kids Corner on your number one to watch, MTV.
Hi, I'm Chef Jules Henao, and this is where my true inspiration for cooking started. Like most of us, I learned to cook from my mum. Nothing beats simple recipes where fresh local produce is at the heart, especially when it's a home-cooked meal, prepared and shared with the ones you love. And in PNG, no meal is complete without rice. And my choice is always Trukai. Trukai, true inspiration through generations.
You're watching Trukai Sports. Moving to overseas sports now, the South Sydney Rabbitohs have snatched a dramatic 20-14 win over the Roosters in round 5 of the NRL at Stadium Australia.
The Tricolours led 14-8, but an inspired performance from Latrell Mitchell led his side to victory despite the Bunnies losing 3 players to injury. Elsewhere, 4-time reigning Premier Penrith slumped to a 4th straight loss, going down to the North Queensland Cowboys 22-18 despite the return of Panthers star halfback Nathan Cleary.
Geelong has beaten Melbourne by 39 points in the AFL in front of more than 30,000 fans at Kadina Park.
Cats captain Patrick Dangerfield booted 3 majors in his 341st AFL game, while Christian Petrarca booted 2 goals for the Demons. The 12 goals, 1385 to 610-46 victory breaks a 2-game losing streak for Geelong, while the D's remain winless after 4 games. It's Melbourne's worst start to a season in 13 years.
That ends Trukai Sports. The Morning Plus weather report is next. Stay with us.
Trukai Sports. Trukai Sports.
Hi, I'm Chef Jules Henao, and this is where my true inspiration for cooking started. Like most of us, I learned to cook from my mum. Nothing beats simple recipes where fresh local produce is at the heart, especially when it's a home-cooked meal, prepared and shared with the ones you love. And in PNG, no meal is complete without rice. And my choice is always Trukai. Trukai, True inspiration through generations.
You get big data and big value with Telecom Good Pillar mobile data plans. From only 3 kina, you get 1 gig for 24 hours. And for only 150 kina, you get 130 gigs over a whopping 30 days. And with loads of Good Pillar data plans to choose from, there's a small, medium or large plan to match your budget. Dial *777# to subscribe. Telecom, connecting you anywhere, anytime.
Attention all students, parents and schools. The Smart Start School promotion is back for 2025. Your school could win a school grant worth 44,000 kina. Here's how. Collect 3 empty packets of Smart Start breakfast biscuits, write your name, number and school on an envelope, put the empty packets inside and drop them into an entry box at a registered school. The school with the highest number of valid entries in each region wins. 1,000 consolation prizes are also up for grabs. Register your school now with Paradise Foods Limited. Smart Start breakfast biscuit, proudly made by Paradise Foods.
The IPI Group is PNG's most innovative, dynamic and diverse logistics company, totally focused on delivering outstanding service. Our diversified divisions span from major warehousing, bulk fuel and road transport to large-scale commercial catering. The IPI Group of companies will be your partner, supplying tailor-made logistics solutions.
Join me every Thursday night as Sports Scene brings to you all the local and international sporting updates. Revisiting our legendary athletes,
Hi, this is David Mead.
highlighting our local sports developments across the nation,
All eyes are on Auckland. Now an NRL team based here.
To create a pathway.
and our talented rising stars.
Hi, my name's Gemma Schnobel and you're watching
all the younger ones will follow.
Sports Scene, Thursday nights at 7 p.m. only on your number one to watch, MTV.
Dreaming for more than the life we've known. There is more to what the future holds. You me holy man, no walk one time. Oh, 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 oh. We dare to believe in incredible things. Oh, 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 oh. With money plus we're ready to go.
This weather update is proudly brought to you by MoneyPlus, with you always.
The MoneyPlus weather report for the next 24 hours. In the southern region, Port Moresby City, mostly cloudy with rain and rain showers and thunderstorms. Daru, cloudy periods with some rain and rain showers and thunderstorms. Kerema, partly cloudy to mostly cloudy with some rain and rain showers and thunderstorms. Alotau, some rain and rain showers with possible thunderstorms, easing to partly cloudy. And Popondetta, some rain and rain showers, this evening easing to partly cloudy. In the Momasa region, Ley City, fine and becoming cloudy with rain and rain showers and possible thunderstorms. Medang, mostly cloudy with rain and rain showers and possible thunderstorms. Wewak, cloudy with rain and rain showers and possible thunderstorms. And Vanimo, cloudy periods with rain and thunderstorms. In the New Guinea Highland region, Lorengau, mostly cloudy with some rain and rain showers and possible thunderstorm. Kavieng, partly cloudy with chances of few showers. Kokopo and Rabaul, mostly cloudy with some rain and rain showers and possible thunderstorm. Kimbe, cloudy periods with rain and rain showers and possible thunderstorms. And Buka, cloudy with rain and rain showers and possible thunderstorms. And in the Highlands region, Mount Again City, periods of clouds with rain and thunderstorm. Goroka, Barnes and Kundiawa, partly cloudy to mostly cloudy with some rain and rain showers and possible thunderstorm. And Mendi, Tari and Wabeg, cloudy period with rain and rain showers and possible thunderstorms.
The weather update was proudly brought to you by MoneyPlus, with you always.
And that wraps up the news, sports and weather for Saturday, 5th of April, 2025. From all of us here, pleasant viewing and good nights.
This news program was proudly brought to you by Smart Start Breakfast Biscuits and Gold Nuggets.